I'd now like to introduce my other colleague who's helping us with the case. Her name's Michelle Simpson Tuegel. Michelle?
Sure. So I'll be brief, but similar to the Nassar survivors that I still represent along with Jamie White, many of these clients in these cases involving University of Michigan were athletes who put their bodies on the line and dedicated themselves to winning for the University of Michigan. And whether it was on the field or on the track, and yet the very coaches and staff and university that these athletes put their trust in and dedicated themselves to and looked to for support and guidance as young people, they ignored their suffering and they turned the other way when they knew about their abuse. And sadly, as you're going to see in our complaint, even laughed about it. And I can't help but think of the personal story of one of the clients who I've worked closely with in this litigation, John Doe WL28 in the complaint, a cross-country runner who came to University of Michigan in 1976 as a small, really underdeveloped freshman who was coming from a difficult family background. He came to University of Michigan and it was supposed to be for him a haven, and it ended up being a hell, where every time he was sick, every time he was injured, every time that he needed any sort of medical help as a student athlete at a University of Michigan, he was told to completely get naked, he was penetrated, and he was sexually abused. So where was he supposed to go for help? Who could he tell that would actually do anything or help him when he heard his own coaches, Jack Harvey and Ron Warhurst, laughing and joking about if your throat's sore, you got to drop your drawers. We'll just deal with it. You'll see some of those comments that were made to these athletes. And abuse is horrific for any person, no matter what their gender is. But I think in the age of Me Too, sadly, the same space that has been created for females has sometimes not been created for males, and especially for male athletes. And we hope that through the courage of our survivors, like the John Doe that we heard from this morning, that there will be more of a space and an acknowledgement that these survivors have suffered the same trauma. And on the outside, similar to the gymnasts that we have represented in the Nassar cases, things may look okay on the outside, but if you pull back the curtain, you see the same path of destruction in their physical health, in their marriages. You see destruction in being able to trust and seek medical treatment when it's a doctor who abused you. And so, you know, many of these men, as I think Steve said, have shame, but that shame should not be with them. It should be with the University of Michigan. And it's our hope that they will eventually make this right. You know, words are one thing, but we will see if their actions match that tone. And I certainly hope for the sake of our clients that it does. And we thank our clients for their courage in coming forward. Thank you.